Hey, what's going on? It's Sam Rhythm, back at it again with a How I Made video. Today we're going to be breaking down my song Hate Me off my new EP, All I Know. Sounds like this.
One night in New York drinking.
I'm going to try and keep this video as concise as possible. If you have any questions about anything I didn't go over or something I didn't go into detail enough about, please write down in the comments below and I'll answer your questions. I'm also happy to make another video to dive into it even deeper. That's enough of this. Let's get into it. The first thing that's important when talking about how I made this track. The song started off as a remix to Emotion by Hazey Eyes using those vocals. When I was done with the remix and nothing really happened with it, I felt like I could have done a lot more to the song, and I loved the instrumental so much, or at least I loved parts of the instrumental so much. It felt like a waste to just let it disappear into the abyss because I was really proud at the time of what I created. Going back, there were a lot of things that I could have spent some more time on and changed, which I ended up doing for Hate Me. So I'll play the original remix. I'll play part of it so you can hear. The intro is pretty much the same, but I'll play the verse for you to hear.
It's no ocean, I can't hide the way I feel for you. And I never want this eyes, 'cause it's all I care about. And I'm too satisfied.
Pretty much everything there, a lot of it changed. I still use the same drums and a few things. The bass changed. The chords, I believe, are the same, but the sound is a different patch from Serum. One thing that really made me love the song, and one of the reasons I didn't abandon it completely, is this part right here. Well, system overload, but you get the idea. Okay, so the first thing I changed were these chords here. They're bounced out and frozen now, but I can show you the reason they're frozen is because, as you can see, my computer will overload and not play. So everything's frozen, which means all of the plugins are kind of untouchable. If we actually go to the original, we have these chords here. So this is the original patch. As I showed you before, I didn't like the chords from the Hazey Eyes remix I did, so I switched them up. Without any effects, the patch sounds like this. I'd imagine I tweaked some stuff in here. I honestly don't remember. Right, so the patch had kind of a staccato hit to it. Putting the reverb right on the track kind of got rid of the harsh attack. So this is kind of like, what the hell are you doing, right? Why would you put delay and reverb onto the track? Why aren't you sending? Normally I would send, but rules are meant to be broken, right? Seriously though, so I would imagine that, yeah, so this is completely dry. Can you even hear that it's on there? I guess I'm not even using the H delay unless I'm using it. Nah, it's completely dry. What would I? If anything, it's just giving me analog noise, which isn't great. Maybe I'm using it for that. I'm not sure. But I could tell you here, right? The mix is 60%, which is actually pretty high. But I wanted an affected sound, So then we have the chords here with some Saturn on them. It's a saturator. I got a compressor and an EQ. Just doing some reduction with just the clap, a simple clap that I got, I would imagine, on Splice. It's a medicine clap. Okay. And then that's the first 8 bars, and then everything kind of kicks in. Some things that you might not notice, those are the things I'll talk about. Right here. This stuff's really important to the track. Just kind of ambient piano that is moving and kind of causing this like build-up urge that starts even before the pre right here. Sits really quiet in the mix. Something else interesting I did with this marimba that starts coming in the pre, we have two. We have the center marimba, and then we have one that is wide so it's bounced, but I believe there's pancake. Yeah, so there's pancake on the original one, which is widening it, so it's going between left and right. I'll just solo it so you can hear that. Right. So it's kind of going back and forth, and then it kind of widens the sound to give it more stereo feel. But it's very low in the mix. Going on here. I'm gonna unmute the Vox so we can hear those. There's a lot happening on this track. Little things, little candy. I'll go over that stuff because everything else is pretty obvious, right? I have an 808 that's a serum patch. There's little things I add to the drum like this glass. Right? Between left and right. And you got this medicine loop cutting off a lot of the lows, rolling them off. And then we're going to add our own kick. Clap. Another clap. Yep. Away. Yeah, I know it's. Yeah, we have this FX fall here. Well, you probably never noticed it before. It's like really sci-fi spacey, but that really adds some depth. Tried to push me out, but you know that I came, and you don't really know. I'm using a shit ton of processing on my vocals, which might not have been the right move, but a lot of processing on my vocals. So most of this, like the first two things are just the de-esser and mouth clicker. I have like this mouth remover thing. I'll let you hear it. It's kind of crazy. If we're just gonna output the clicks only, you'll hear all the clicks that are coming out of my mouth. Gross. It doesn't even want me to play it. So, but you get the idea. Gross, right? We gotta turn that off or it's just gonna give us mouth clicks. There's a lot going on with the vocals. I record in a different project and bring it all back in. I'm trying to make this click. I'm not sure that I can. This is probably my favorite part of the entire track. So I took the vocal chops and I reversed one, and it sounds like this to lead into the vocal chops, and it's my favorite part of the entire song. Alright, it doesn't really want us to play this song with the vocals because there's a lot of processing, so we're going to turn the vocals off and I'm going to go through the instrumental. Okay, so my favorite part, I already told you my second favorite part of the song is this fill that I recorded. And it sounds like this. And the original sounds like this. It's just me going, wah, wah, wah. Yeah. But it sounds sick in a mix, like you probably didn't even notice it. And then in there it's just like a little fill. Hey. things like that, a little candy that you gotta add to your music. And then we have this reverse that comes back. Everything drops out here. It's a break section. For those vocals to really shine, I'll play those vocals for you.
I wish you still cared enough to hate me. Let me and call me baby. I wish you still call.
That's just the harms. Where's the main?
Enough to hate me. I wish you'd yell at me and call me baby. I wish you still call me a friend. I wish we stick it out till the end.
Really doesn't want me to play this song today. That's okay. My computer's having trouble. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any more questions. I'm sure there's a lot I glazed over because I didn't want this video to be too long. I think the most interesting part about this song are the lyrics. So I had the idea to write the song I Wish You Still Cared Enough to Hate Me probably about a week before I started writing it. Probably a week before I even knew it was going to go to this song. I really wanted to write those lyrics. That happens to me a lot where I'll come up with the idea but I won't even have the instrumental yet or even the chords, just the idea. And sometimes I'll lay down the idea onto a track and then I'll be like, that's the wrong instrumental, and I'll start over until I find it. And sometimes it takes 4 or 5 times. Like, I think the one thing that a lot of people online don't do is they don't show you, and maybe it's because some of them aren't going through it, but a lot of people don't show you the ripped up pieces of paper that get thrown into the garbage. And I think a lot of people go through that and hide it, or just don't talk about it, maybe not intentionally hiding it. And what I mean by that is like the classic writer who writes into a piece of paper and then crumbles it up and throws it in. They have a garbage bag filled with crumpled up pieces of paper. I think today we often forget when people are making beats in an hour or 10 minutes and making really cool stuff. We forget that there's a lot more of time and years that it takes to even get to that point. In this track, you can even see that it was a remix that ended up not even being a winner in a competition, right? But I liked the instrumental enough that I took it back to the drawing board and I wrote my own lyrics to it. The craziest thing is that I was writing the pre, so I already had the chorus down. I wrote the first verse, which is about my experience with the girl that I'm talking about a few years back. I had not wrote the second verse yet, but I had skipped forward, which I do oftentimes, to the pre. So I'm writing these lyrics, I wish, I wish, I wish. And the person who I was writing the song about texted me. I know you came here to maybe learn about like the technical stuff, but this I think is juicier and kind of crazy. It makes me question literally everything. Was it a coincidence? Yes, probably. Do I feel like I wished for something and it kind of came true? Yeah, also how I feel. So I'm writing this, I wish you still cared enough. While I'm writing the pre, she had texted me. I'm not going to go into too much detail for like her privacy and everything. But we start talking and it's been maybe 4 years, like I say in the song. I think 4 years since we really had a conversation. Maybe we had like texted each other in passing, but like nothing important, no real conversation. This was the first time we had really talked in years. As I'm writing this song, as I'm saying, I wish you still cared. Crazy. So the second verse is actually about that experience of her texting me, which was really cool because it happened while I was writing it, and I was like, oh, that's what the second verse is going to be about, this experience. And it really goes into detail. If you please go ahead and listen to it, and it's very detailed on how it went down. it pretty much I say exactly what had happened in the second verse, so I won't give it away here. Go listen to the song and you can find out the whole story, because it's a true story and it happened while I wrote the song. I just think it's absolutely insane that when I wrote this song, this person reached out to me. But let me see if there's anything else in this song that I didn't go over. Yeah, I wanted to make the chorus a little bit different, so in the pre you can hear it here.
It's been 4 years we haven't caught in one fight. In fact, I haven't heard.
We'll turn the vocals off because they don't want to play today. So one thing that's really important is to have like a bar of silence. Really important. All there was vocals and silence. I think that really gives room for the track to breathe. So there's technically a chord change here with the marimba. It's a sound change and a chord change. It's different from the verse. Fresh ears. You could clearly hear the chords here. And nope, wrong thing. You could hear the chords here. These chords are just, I believe they're serum patches that I bounced. Just the pad, high and right here we have low, but in the second chorus we have high and low. Right, just to add some depth. The vocoder here is actually manipulator. So that chord was actually different, and I changed it. Lately, it just went up one, or up or down 1/2 step. And the only other thing that joins in to make the last chorus different, because it's always important to kind of differentiate, are these harps here. So one thing that's important is you can hear that the harps and the marimba and even the chop, they all kind of have a similar rhythm and they go with each other. Nothing really, they're countering each other a little bit, but for the most part they're moving as one, and that's really important. And I think that's why this part works and feels so strong to me. Yeah, so that's it. If you have any questions, anything I skipped over, anything you want to know about the song, I'll be happy to answer in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.